my friends. This is Andy and Hetty coming to you live from Yorba Linda, California for the Living Fearless Devotional.
Part of resurrectministry.com, where you can find all of our content to deepen your relationship and your walk with Christ. It is a resource. There are videos, there are books to read, there are pastors you may never have heard of, worship bands. We love to hear from you, so you can also drop us a line. If you care to partner with us, you can click the Donate Now button. We love to get advice or recommendations for new content that you'd like to see us add, or a prayer request, or just to say hi. We love meeting our listeners because you have to understand, as an online ministry, we have no contact with the outside world unless you talk to us. So we love to hear from you.
I thought you were going to say something else. No. And don't forget to comment and share and
like and subscribe,
whether you're watching the replay or the live with us.
Can we get one of those cute things that dance across the screen? Have you seen people that have those at the cute little
like Crowder?
Dance, and then they click,
yeah.
They point a finger.
Yeah.
Is that just like an emoji of some sort?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can add that. And we have Carry On. Hello, Carry On.
Hello.
Carry On. like luggage. And Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
And Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
We have the trifecta right now.
Yes.
All right. We're reading from Charles Spurgeon, Morning by Morning.
Sounds a little confusing, folks.
For May 1st. Yeah, it's, I don't know.
Very allegorical. It's very hard to wrap your head around for me.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna try to make sense of this. May 1st. And the reference is Song of Songs 5:13. Says, his cheeks are as a bed of spices, as sweet flowers. Charles says, yes, the month of flowers is here.
Yay.
March winds and April showers have done their work, and the earth is now arrayed with beauty. Come, my soul, don your festive clothes and go forth to gather lands, to gather garlands of heavenly thoughts. Believer, you know where to go, for the bed of spices is well known to you, and you have often smelled the perfume of sweet flowers. So you will go at once to your beloved and find nothing but loveliness and pure joy in him. Those kind cheeks, once so rudely beaten, often wet with tears of sympathy, then defiled and spat upon, is the face that still smiles with mercy as a fragrant perfume to your heart. So many different aspects to that sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Jesus, you did not hide your face from shame and spitting. So I will find my dearest delight in praising you. Your cheeks furrowed by the plow of grief and crimson from red lines of blood flowing from your thorn-crowned temples display marks of love beyond all bounds, which thrills my soul far more than precious perfume. If I could not see Jesus' entire face, it would be enough to see his cheeks, for the least glimpse of him is amazingly refreshing to my spirit and yields abundant joys. In him, I do not find simply one fragrance, but a bed of spices. I find not one flower, but all kinds of sweet flowers. He is my rose, my lily, my violet, and my cluster of henna blossoms. Because I have him, I have May year round. My soul goes out each day to bathe its happy face in the morning dew of his grace and to find comfort in the singing of the birds of his promises. Precious Lord Jesus, allow me to truly know the blessedness that dwells in abiding, unbroken fellowship with you. I am a poor, worthless soul whose cheek you have humbled yourself to kiss. O Lord, may I kiss you in return with the kisses of my lips. I don't even know what to say.
I don't know about that last paragraph.
No.
I think he took it a little too far.
He got a little cray-cray.
Yeah. I mean, all of it is quite beautiful, but I guess for me, the hardest part about the Song of Songs allegory to the bride of Christ and the relationship with Jesus is it seems so at points so sensual. it's hard to grasp the analogy.
Because we mostly think of Song of Songs as a romance between a man and a woman. I know, and I think there's been another devotional where they tried to, not they, but I guess between Jim and Charles, they try to make it more about Jesus and less about the couple.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. A lot of people say that it's the allegory, because the Old Testament Jews believe it was an allegory of God's love for Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And in modern day, they say in the New Testament, they say it's Christ's love for the church. But sometimes, to me, the allegory is a stretch. And
then you have Charles on top of it all, adding some.
Yeah, who adds seemingly another whole dimension to it. But parts of it, parts of what Spurgeon said are quite beautiful. And if I can't see Jesus' entire face, it would be enough to see his cheeks. It would refresh my spirit and yield abundant joy. But the whole aroma and spices and stuff like that, I don't know what that does for me.
I think when I was there in Salt Lake City, Utah, I saw, I can't even say it was his face. It was like an outline, but with a body, but light, kind of lightish. And yeah, like it would have been nice to see a cheek,
right,
or a nose,
or smell.
But I know it was him. It was just in his presence, and that was enough.
Yes,
to change my life and to change the trajectory of where I was going at the time. So it is enough. But yeah, it's interesting how we just don't see him standing there. I mean, me and a couple other people that I know of.
So you will go at once to your beloved and find nothing but loveliness and pure joy in him. Amen. Absolutely.
You know, it's interesting too. Have you ever had a dream with Jesus in it?
I wish. No.
Isn't that odd?
Some people do. A lot of people do. I've had people on my show on the Remnant Rising who talk about dreams with Jesus all the time. Any of you out there had a dream with Jesus? Yeah. Love to hear about it.
And what do you see when you see Jesus? Did they say that they actually saw him as a person?
Yeah. One, my friend Marzia saw him on a horse with her. She was riding a horse with him.
Wow. Not a donkey. He wasn't on a donkey.
No, big white horse. Revelation Jesus. King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Not the humble, meek Jesus on the donkey.
I've had a dream about a lot of people, but never of Jesus.
Is
that bad?
It's an honor and a blessing to get to see a dream with Jesus. Not all of us get the pleasure.
I guess it's better that I saw him and I was awake.
Yeah.
That's got to be better.
Is there better?
I think it's better. I think it's better.
Okay, we'll take that.
What have you guys seen? Have you seen him in your presence, awake or asleep? Yeah, let us know. I get lost on the SOS.
What does she mean by SOS? The sauce?
Song of Song.
Yeah. She gets lost in the Song of Solomon. Yeah, it doesn't really do much for me either, I'm sorry to say. I want to get it. I want to appreciate it, but it's just, that doesn't open for me.
I think at one point, I don't know, this may have been 10 or 15 years ago, I remember reading it and going, did they make, I don't want to say they made a mistake.
Was this erroneous?
Yeah, it was just hey, you know what? We're just going to throw this in there because it just spices the Bible up.
All right.
Yeah, it's an interesting book.
Yes. And Pastor Mark Driscoll did a whole months of, exegesis on it.
Mm.
So we didn't hear all of that, but some of it was kind of racy.
Yeah.
Cindy says, I envision sitting beside Jesus on the porch. That's beautiful.
On the porch. Was he whittling? What was he doing?
Whittling?
Yeah, whittling. We got a knife and you whittle down a piece of wood.
Oh.
Because that's what I picture people doing on a porch.
Oh.
They're drinking lemonade or whittling.
Wow.
Or sitting there with a hound dog next to him.
When I envision Jesus, we're walking on a road which looks like something that would be in the Middle East.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're always walking.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm at a loss for this particular one with the spices and everything and the.
Let's read
Yeah.
Jim's because I think he adds
Yeah, let's
yet
see.
another dimension to it. Jesus is a precious flower, but for his godly fragrance to fill the earth, he had to be crushed, just as flowers are crushed to make perfume. And we should never forget he was crushed for our iniquities. Shortly before that crushing took place, however, we see this story. While he was in Bethany, a woman came with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume made of pure nard. She broke the jar and poured the perfume on his head. Notice how even the jar itself had to be broken before the perfume could be poured out. And it was not until the jar was broken that the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. A pleasing fragrance is obviously important to God, for his word mentions 78 times that an offering made to the Lord in the proper way is an aroma pleasing to him. But the proper way of making the offering came with the idea of sacrifice on the part of the one making an offering. With that in mind, may we sacrificially offer ourselves to the Lord. Dear Jesus, may my life be crushed, broken, and poured out according to your will. And may my daily walk be a pleasing aroma to you. Now that's beautiful.
Yes.
That I get. And I love that he makes the analogy to the rules for the Israelites in Leviticus, where God always, like repeatedly, 78 times mentions incense. The offering was accompanied by incense. And it's interesting when you think of that in comparison to the story of the breaking of the perfume, because the disciples complained that why did she waste the perfume? And Jesus said, do not scold her. She did not waste the perfume. She was preparing me. And it was, and also from her love, people will remember this story forever. Will remember her love. And so it's just, it is that analogy of perfume and scents and the breaking and the crushing, I get a lot easier than what Spurgeon was saying about the spices.
So essentially, it's the breaking causes something beautiful to come from being broken.
Yes, just as Jesus crushing and crucifixion and beating came our sacrifice, came his sacrifice for us.
What is your scent from being broken? Is it myrrh? Is it
usually it's rotten eggs?
Is it alabaster?
Usually it's something foul, I would suspect.
No.
It would be nice if it was an aroma that was pleasing. I don't know.
I think mine is jasmine.
Really?
Yeah.
Are those flowers outside our door?
Yes.
I love the smell of jasmine, gardenia, and orange blossoms.
I like gardenias.
I love that you could smell them outside when you open the door. Okay, so Cindy says he was sitting and talking to me joyfully. Oh, nice. I love that. So beautiful. Carrie says she envisions Jesus in a church walking among the saints as we pray, touching someone on the shoulder. Oh, I love that.
That's so cool.
That's a good one. Lisa says, this passage makes me think of the intricate design of beauty that God creates, whether it's metaphors for Jesus or the descriptions of the natural world, which is proof of God's awesomeness.
That's cool.
That's true too. If you, which is actually the point of poetry, right? And I think of Song of Solomon's is to speak in a way that's so beautiful, that's so intricate and specific in its beauty that it triggers in your mind and in your heart thoughts of things that are lovely. Right? Yeah. Like like I was telling Andy before we went on, it's like the description God uses for heaven in the book of Revelation in the New Jerusalem, like giving you all of these earthly explanations to try to get us to wrap our minds around how amazing it's going to be. So this is similar.
What about the scripture?
Scripture. Song of Solomon's 5:13. His cheeks are like gardens of spices, giving off fragrance. His lips are like lilies perfumed with myrrh. I
have to smell myrrh. I don't even know what it smells like.
I think think I have a myrrh incense. That you can
Really?
smell.
I gotta smell that.
Uh,
Because it talks about it so much. I need to have that.
a point of reference.
Yes.
Yes. My beloved is to me a cluster of henna blooms in the vineyards of Engadai. When you look up Engadai, it's apparently this beautiful tourist attraction now in Israel.
It's got waterfalls,
Yeah.
a little pond of some sort.
Yeah. Like one of
Yep.
the top tourist attractions in Israel to date.
Very cool.
Still.
Engadai reminds me of the actress who played Wonder Woman.
Linda Carter?
No, the one who I think she might be Persian.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like that's close to her name. Does somebody know what her name is? I don't know why it made me think of that.
I didn't even know there was a new Wonder Woman.
Yeah. It's like 4 years old, like 4 years ago.
Kate says it smells like a really good aftershave.
Oh, does it?
Does it?
Like Old Spice? And Heart to Heart, is Kate talking about the TV show Heart to Heart? Did you ever watch that show?
I did. I liked it. It was good old fashioned fun.
Yeah.
I finished my article today.
Oh, did you?
I did.
She was Israeli. That's right. She was Israeli.
She was
Yeah.
Israeli.
Yeah. What's her name? Let me put that in there really fast. For some reason, I'm feeling like it was something very close to that. But anyway, so what's
Was
the
it on TV?
No, it was in the movie theater. It was really good. I liked it.
Huh.
Yeah. Your article.
It is about me wrestling with the idea of predestination, entirely God's will, or balance with man's free will.
Oh.
And
how easy was that for you to write? Did it come out? I mean, because you talked about it on our home church.
I've been thinking about it quite a
Gal
lot.
Gadot is her name. That was not that far off.
Yeah, I can see this. I can see how it triggered that thought.
So how hard was that? Because it just seems like such a tough subject to write about, and knowing that you have an audience that will.
Well, here's what I did. I did not spend a lot of time. 2 paragraphs. 2 paragraphs is on the topic itself.
Oh.
I more told the story of how I got there. Why did it come up? I gave a little bit of my testimony in the beginning. And then I explained how, Beth is the one that sent me the video.
What?
Yes.
She's in your Christian Post article?
She is.
Oh my gosh.
I said the mom of my stepkids.
What bad timing for my latest discussion with her.
And I just said that I feel like the Lord was walking me through that because he needed me to surrender control. He needed me to understand that the balance between free will and God's sovereignty has nothing to do with me. that is a vertical relationship. That God wants a relationship with each one of his children, whether he predestines or they choose and he chooses. That's all vertical. It has nothing to do with the horizontal. And so I need to surrender control of that. And I found peace in that surrender.
Wow. Yeah. What a twist.
Yeah.
A nice little twist.
It was.
I can't wait to read it now.
It was cool.
So Kate explained Heart to Heart. Song of Solomon was heart to heart, a passionate.
Yes. When
love.
You read it that way, I'm totally cool with it. It's only when they tell me I need to read an analogy to Christ and the church into it that it boggles my mind sometimes. Some of the verses I'm like, what? I don't understand. But I guess if you want to make that analogy only in parts or in an overall theme, fine. But then I went through trying to read it line by line with that inferred in it. And it just made me dizzy.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a preconceived idea when I read it that it was just about
a love story.
A love story.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
You're like, it's so random in the middle of the Bible, but okay.
Lisa has a comment there at the top about.
Lisa says, I heard a pastor talk about Song of Solomon awakens our human senses as well as our spiritual sense, something like that. And it helped me read them better. There's that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like the whole poetry notion and the beauty and I get it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Totally.
That would have helped me. As a dude.
Yes. You don't want to talk about kissing Jesus.
No,
it's bad enough you have to talk about the blood. You're not a real fan of blood either.
But you're mixing spit and blood and kissing and love. And like Charles just really, like, how do you put all of that in one paragraph?
And call it lovely.
Oh, and it's so lovely. He spat upon me. It's so horrible. I mean, it's horrible what happened, but it was because of us that it happened. And so I have the guilt of that he went through that because of me. And then in the next sentence, you're saying how lovely it is.
And then you want to kiss it.
And then you want to, like, what? Like, it's just, oh.
It was dramatic.
Yeah.
He took a literary license.
Okay. Kate says something down there at the bottom.
Well, he chased and caught so many beautiful women, love or lust. Are we talking about the guy in the Song of Solomon? I thought it was just one lady. I thought the whole story was about one lady.
Wasn't it from her? I thought it was from her point of view.
Both.
Oh.
They both talk. But I thought it was always just about a couple. Kate's putting a new twist.
Love. I'm going to say love with a little bit of lust sprinkled in.
Yeah, if it's many women, there's definitely more than just love. There's definitely some lust in there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Song of Solomon just really, I don't know, it just throws me off a little bit because now I'm confused. Because I've heard different renditions, not renditions, but interpretations. Now I just like, oh, I don't even know what to think anymore. But I like it. I mean, I love everything that we learn. I love what we've been learning. The last 3 messages from Pastor Jack. Have been amazing on the Antichrist. Yeah, just so much.
That's a pivot from Song of Solomon. Yes, definitely. We just pivoted.
Sarah Holland's on. Hello, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. Sarah's the one that made that cool Instagram post about us.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
On our walk.
Wow.
Hi, Sarah. It's nice to meet you.
That was awesome, Sarah. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, we were just so pleasantly surprised to see that. I was saying to people earlier that as an online ministry, you have very little interaction with your audience other than people who are on the show. We have thousands of downloads and have no idea who those people are and why they listen to it. So
yeah, we have our regular live watchers.
Yes.
And then we have
family. These
other thousands of people that apparently listen. Like Sarah.
Or they just download it because we asked them to.
Well, that's good. Yeah, they don't necessarily have to listen, I guess, but at least they do download it. So yeah, we've been, some of you might be wondering where we've been. We've just had a lot of stuff going on with the kids and you visiting your mom. And then
we got a new dog.
Then we got this dog, this crazy dog. The one thing about a working dog, because that was one of the things that we kind of were talking about, is finding the balance between the dog that can actually be home with kids and maybe even a service dog, and yet is a working dog. And one of the things I had to explain to Hetty early on is that sometimes the traits that we love in a working dog aren't conducive to a
family dog,
a family pet dog.
Yeah.
It kind of drives you crazy.
The energy.
So we have to try to figure out how we can help this dog be both. It's young enough that we could probably mold it. We just need a little bit of patience in doing so. So we'll see how that works out. But it's a Malinois too. I never thought I would have a Malinois I trained a lot of them for police work.
Yeah.
But not for what we're planning on doing. But
so why are we doing it?
She's got some sweetness to her because she's got this is a calm Malinois.
Really?
Oh yeah. You should see the Malinois that I've had to work with. Oh yeah. I told people all the time, I said, you guys are crazy because the dog will drive you crazy.
Cindy, your dog's for sure a little crazy.
So expect to see expect to see some videos. I love creating videos while I'm working and training with a dog. You'll see.
My Malinois, Carrie says. Does that mean you have them too, Carrie?
I think she might be going, oh my, Malinois. I think there should be a comma there, I think, or a dash.
Huh.
Like she's like shocked too. Yeah. Malinois really aren't pet dogs. Although I was driving today around Lake Hills I saw at least 2 Malinois, maybe 3, being walked by owners.
Really?
Yeah, I was like going, wait, what is going on right now? You know how you buy a car?
Yes, you
And then
don't
suddenly-
notice them on the street.
And now all of a sudden I'm, but it was like the only dogs I saw walking on the street were Malinois today. Very bizarre. Sydney says she looks forward to the videos. Yeah, I was going to actually do one today. I just didn't have enough time.
Oh, what were
Iris
you
is
gonna
on.
do? Hi, Iris.
It was on teaching the dog obedience in the very first moments of the very first walk. It went really
Oh.
well, and it would have like it would. Unfortunately, sometimes it looks too easy.
See the problem, folks, is Andy could do this blindfolded, and the trick will be if anybody else in this house can manage the dog other than Andy. That's really what's going to be the trick, because it's just as soon as my daughter came to try to feed the dog this morning, complete chaos broke out. Complete chaos. The collar came off. It was running all over the place. We couldn't get to put the collar back. It reminded me of that crazy little rat dog that we had before and had to donate away. But we had to give it to a loving home. But yeah.
Ira says, "Hi everyone. I was watching on YouTube because when I checked Facebook, I didn't see you, but here I am."
Yeah, Facebook is tricky.
They're all tricky these days. You just never know what's going on. And Iris says,
"You want to do it?"
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Got a new dog. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you can see there's a couple pictures of it. He's actually she. We got a cat that we call she that's actually a he, and we got a female dog that we're calling a he because she acts like a he. Yes. She might be gender confused.
Our animals have gender dysphoria. It's very strange.
Good.
I will imitate you with my dog and make a video. LOL. It should be funny.
That'd be good. What is a working dog? So a working dog would be a dog for detection work, like bombs, explosive, narcotics. Bombs and explosives are the same thing, by the way.
Just so we know.
I don't know why I did that. Or patrol, biting. This dog could actually do bite work too, if we wanted him to.
And narcotics.
Yes, narcotics. Getting your pronouns mixed up? Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, the world has got me confused. Just like, this is so crazy.
Everything that's going on is terrific.
I just turned on.
Now we have trans boys fighting with girls because apparently now, if you're a male that identifies as a woman, you're allowed to punch women.
Yes, that was a PragerU video I was just watching.
Was it?
They must have like 10 new videos. You know,
because before guys didn't hit girls.
Yeah.
But so you just say I'm identifying as a woman, and then you punch a girl in the face.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Oh my God, it's just so
and now you
outrageous.
can't take them to jail because it's mutual combat between two women, even though the one woman is a guy.
Wow. That's where we are, folks.
I made a Facebook post the other day. I said, you know what? I'm really beginning to question my friends.
What do you mean?
Because I do have a few friends that are in that and family members that identify as Democrats.
Well, see, don't make it a party issue.
It is.
But it's not just a party issue.
They won't argue against it. You ask a Democrat to argue, and they won't say. They won't. No.
The trans issue?
They said, no, it's perfectly fine. Like, I'm not going to.
Oh, okay. But I don't think they think it's perfectly fine because they're registered Democrats. I think they're just on the left.
Right.
Ideologically. Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't think, but to me, and none of it is just.
None of them voted against it. So none of the Democrats voted against the bills that have gone forward that says that we need to protect women in sports. Not one Democrat voted to protect women.
Yeah.
So you can't say, well, I don't believe in that, and then not vote to protect women.
True.
So it's a crazy
Well,
thing.
we're in a one-party system now. So I think
I'm ready for the rapture. Yeah, let's just go.
Yeah.
Let's just too bad we just couldn't all get together and just like call Jesus. Like, okay, right. I know that we're not supposed to know the day.
We want an exfil right now. We're done. It's enough.
So we had the dog. You visit your mom. Oh, we don't need to share too much about it, but you were, had a family member that you wanted to have a good outcome. You prayed to Jesus and asked for an outcome of reconciliation. Did I say reconciliation?
Yeah.
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation.
And God answered your prayers.
Yes, it was beautiful. It was just I can't say much more than that.
Yeah.
But yes, it was.
For me, it was almost like a miracle.
Yes.
Yes.
I prayed for peace, and most importantly, for my daughter's sake, for my mom's sake, and just because God wants us to honor relationships and family members and stuff. And so I had no idea what to expect, but pleasantly surprised at the outcome, at the graciousness and the love that still exists between us. And it was wonderful. And I think it made my mom very happy.
I think some of the things that we both learned in the last several months is to either preload, I mean, there's another word for it, preload a future conversation with kindness, with Jesus.
Yes.
In either a phone call or a message of some sort. Just like, I'm looking forward to seeing you. It would be nice to have us, to just kind of
put out good vibes.
Yes. Or follow up
with
good vibes. Like, wow, I'm so happy that we had this opportunity to talk and it went as well as it did. I think those are really good things that I never did before.
Right. The intentionality of it.
Thank you. The intentionality of it. And so that's one. The other one is prayer.
Oh, for God.
Yeah.
Yes. For the love of God. Yes. Always. Absolutely impossible without it. And it's, for me also, it's the mindset that prayer puts me in, because when I pray, there are things that come to my heart and to my tongue that I didn't think of before I entered the state of prayer. And so God will put things into my consciousness that I didn't think of on my own. And that's so important before going into a difficult situation, because it is one thing to ask for something. Oh God, I'm asking for, for this to be pleasant, for this to go well, blah, blah, blah. But it's another to come to Jesus and say, I just need you to be there with me. And for him to respond to your heart, okay, this is what I need you to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's so different when he responds with what's on his heart, rather than us only going to him with what's on our heart.
Yeah, because
that's the miracle of a speaking relational God.
Because the other party hears Jesus,
right?
The love of Jesus through you, and they're like, they probably, because it throws people off, like, wow,
which is impossible without it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they'll just say, well, that's so beautiful and loving. Like there's no combating what Jesus. Wow. So good.
Do you use that in your temp situations?
I did once.
Once?
Yeah, Chili's in La Habra. Or Applebee's or whatever it was. Where were we?
Chili's.
Yeah, Chili's.
Only once?
Yeah.
Not on a regular basis? Every single day?
I've tried. I've tried. But, sometimes you don't have time to call on Jesus. So then, then the flesh fills in the words.
I love the way Sarah puts it. I feel like I forget that mindset for a while. Intentionally putting prayer first changes how we react to the situations without thinking. It brings a peace that you share without effort. That is beautiful, Sarah. Absolutely 100% true.
Sarah, where were you 30 minutes ago before we went live? Oh, more than that, 45 minutes ago.
So great to hear, Lisa says. Thank you.
You know what Ray asked me this morning? She texted me.
What?
Dad, can I have a credit card?
Yes. You knew that was coming.
What? Can you have a credit card? I almost fell out of my chair. So I think she'd think a credit card just means magic money. Like it just magically.
It magically appears. You know, I still have to load the credit card.
I didn't respond. I did. It just didn't respond.
But in all fairness, I tell you that it is actually kind of convenient. So, but let me tell you, the kids' credit cards, like Zara's card, is directly connected to my account. I literally could put 50 cents on it.
Mm-hmm.
So when she goes out or like she's somewhere and she's like, Mom, I need to get some food. You know, she's in between school and cheer practice. And so she's at school. I need to get some food. And I'm like, okay, so where are you going? She's like, Starbucks. I'm like, okay, I'll give you $6. And so I can send $6 instantly. So it's very regulated. It's not like our credit card where you're like, okay, you got a $500 limit. Let me, because that's what happened when I was a kid. I was like, Dad, can I have a credit card? And I was a great kid, you know. So my dad's like, sure. First month, I was like $100, you know, and he's like, okay, didn't say a word. Next month, $200, he didn't say a word. And then I think it was the third or fourth month, it was $500. He said, he called me Hedi John. John is a term of endearment. He says, can you bring me your credit card? I was like, yeah. And so I handed it to him and he got a pair of scissors and he cut it, threw it in the trash. That was the last. There was no words. There was no, I knew. He knew I knew.
He knew you knew you knew.
Yeah. And so it was like, what's for dinner? That's the way it had to go in the old days. But now you literally could send 75 cents. So.
Yeah, I got too much of my dad in me.
It's old school. It's old school.
Can I need some food. All right, you'll eat when you get home.
Yeah.
Like, you won't starve and die.
Well, see, but the thing is, in all fairness to her, and no, you could say, no, I'm not going to put any money. But in all fairness, now that Kelly's driving and you're not around, then if they're together, she wants to get something to eat. She doesn't have any money. You know, like you ended up giving him cash and you didn't see a dime of it back. So you gave him 50, you got nothing back.
Well, I asked for the accounting, and their accounting actually was correct.
But so like when they go out, okay, we're going to have this conversation offline. Sorry. I was going.
No, it's good conversation.
It's a way to try to regulate him because like, you know, they try to say, okay, well, because if you give them 20, then they say, okay, well, I bought food for me and my friend, but I didn't intend to buy food for your friend.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dale, yes.
Yes. So now when she goes to eat, I send her $10. I don't send 20. So she can't buy the food for the friend.
I'm feeling it. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I find when you give cash, you never, ever see it again. Even if the accounting sounds reasonable, you always end up losing. You gave more than you intended.
I get that.
Oh, yeah. See, Iris says that. See, my grandson, 16, has his own debit card, no credit. He works, so it's connected to his money, and it works good.
Nice.
Yes.
What's Sarah say up there? I feel like
it's Redding, California. I think that's where she lives.
Oh no, I thought
we
already read that one.
We read that one.
Oh, okay.
Grandkids, we're very young sprout parents, and so we still
have
little kids.
My 9-year-old is not dating anybody yet.
He has a 9-year-old
and a 12-year-old.
Yes, and a 12-year-old.
My 12-year-old's actually dating somebody.
And he's a very sprouting man.
It's so funny. Kelly's my son's 16 and he's got a girlfriend and we really like her and like her family. But I always call it her family, or because I know her mom and dad, and her dad was a cop, but I call them the in-laws. And Kelly goes, "Oh, Dad."
Yeah, it's a little soon for that. They are cute.
Yeah, they're made for each other. I don't know if that's good or bad, because sometimes when you're too much alike,
Mrs. Goof.
Yeah. When you're too much alike, it doesn't always go well. There's like us, we're opposite.
Not really.
Not as much as we used to.
Not as much as
we used to be opposite.
Well, culturally slightly opposite, but
yes,
we're both lions.
Well, that's true.
Would you say they're both lambs or lions?
They're both chimpanzees. they throw their poop. They're like they're a little goofy.
Yes.
I love them. I love them both. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Because we're going on 40 minutes and pretty soon you start kicking me.
Yes.
So we need to, and I got to check on that dog to see what he's eating.
There's something dramatic going on out there.
All right. So if you're watching the replay, please comment. Look, we have a ton of people on watching. What's going on?
I think they just love the funny discussion, maybe.
We went off the devotion was just a little difficult for me to wrap my head around much of it. So if you're watching the replay and you have more to add, please put it in the comments to straighten us out. We went off the trail right away. All right. Anything else, my love?
That's it.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. There was a bunch of people on there. So happy to see everybody that was watching. So make sure and share this with your friends. Maybe we'll get more people.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe. And again, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. We love you guys.
God bless.
God bless.